Who would be at my doorstep this late? Oh, hello there. And who might you be? Ah, I see. A hunter. I should have guessed from your attire. But what would a hunter want with me at this late hour? If it's a fight you're looking for, stay your blade. I am a vampire, it's true, but I have the brand of a vet. I am not an enemy to humans. Oh, you do not wish to fight? Then once again, I must ask, what, pray tell, do you seek from me? Ah, a curse. Yes. Now that you mention it, I can smell the scent of another vampire's magic clinging to you. So, you sought me out to break the curse then, did you? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have much patience for guests, and I'm not really one for favors or charity work. Surely as a hunter, you know at least one other person who can break the curse of a vampire. Farewell. My, how rude. Trying to barge in like that after I told you I'm unwilling to help. Have you forgotten that a vampire's dwelling is protected? Your human myths tell of a vampire's inability to enter a dwelling without being invited in. However, it works both ways. It's a magical pact available to all vampires. We will respect the sanctity of another's dwelling, and not enter without their permission. And in return, our own abode is protected by an unbreakable barrier that not even another vampire can pass through unpermitted. Oh. You were trying to offer me this. What is it? Payment. And an offering of blood. Human, I dare hope. Very good. And you would offer me this in exchange for me breaking that curse of yours. Very well. You may now enter. Now, have a seat. The process of breaking a curse is not a complex one, but it can be time-consuming, depending on the skills of the vampire who placed it upon you. Speaking of, how did you come to be cursed in the first place? Ah, and you say you were even using a protective ward to prevent curses. In that case, they must have been sufficiently skilled to counter your ward before placing the curse. A blade, you say? A cursed blade that bypasses protective wards. Imbuing swords with dark magic is a particular specialty of the Tojo clan, so it's likely your mock was one of their number. At any rate, the curse itself must have been woven by a highly skilled vampire. Sit down and get comfortable. This might take some time. Are you ready? Then, let us begin. I must first assess the nature of this particular curse. Sit still. This is a very delicate process. Oh my, what a far graver curse than I expected. Usually vampires dabble in strength-sapping curses or siphoning curses. But this is a proper death curse. You're quite lucky you came to me before it fully set in. you would have been bedridden by tomorrow, and dead within the week, even attended to by the most skilled healing mages. Even more interesting, it's not a curse based in dark magic, but in old magic. A subtle distinction, but an important one. Undoing this curse will be far more difficult than I expected. Oh no, I can do it, but I must first prepare the ingredients. Give me but a moment. First, a potion to weaken the curse. I will start with holy water as a base. What? You think it odd of a vampire to keep a stock of holy water at the ready? Vampires can make enemies of other vampires too, you know. And not all vampires take kindly to the individuals or clans that align themselves with the humans. Some consider us traitors. Of course, I see it differently. The antiquated tradition of treating humans like prey, like you're lower than us, especially when mutual benefit can be had of working together, is nothing but hubris and folly. But I digress. Where was I? Oh yes, the potion. We start with holy water, and then add a drop of dew collected on the night of a full moon. Some ground dragon root, dried sage, and 3 sun leaves. Let me get to work. Still, a blade that curses its victims, imbued with old magic. That is quite unusual. The only vampires with knowledge of the old magic are from the Tepes and Masamune clans. Is it possible that the Tojos formed an alliance with one of them? The Masamunes have been allied with humans for centuries, and are generally considered to be the most peaceful of the 7 great vampire families. At the same time, I can't see the prideful, powerful Tepes clan needing to ally with another family. Huh? Oh, sorry. I must have been thinking out loud. I must say, this sword-wielding vampire of yours has me intrigued. The balance between the 7 great vampire families is constantly shifting, and I like to keep my eye on any conflicts, if only to avoid getting wrapped up in things. Oh no, I'm not a member of one of the 7 families, but there's many of us vampires who task ourselves with keeping tabs on them. For me, that involves lending my aid to hunters and organizations to make sure any conflicts don't break out into an all-out war. I guess that's why I'm so interested in this vampire you are hunting and their mysterious sword. Something that can curse hunters so easily should not be taken lightly. Well, I am an ally to humans after all. I can't very well turn my back and let the vampires enslave humanity. The Tojo clan has been very vocal about their beliefs that vampires should stand on top of the world. And while the Tepes clan has been more subtle about it, most of their number think much the same way. They see themselves as superior, and that they should be the ones to rule. Wouldn't that be good for me? I suppose it's true. As a vampire, the idea of the scales being tipped in our favor might seem appealing on paper. I'd be lying if the modern world wasn't a bit unforgiving to beings who can't travel out in sunlight unprotected. However, that doesn't mean I'm indifferent to the fate of humanity. Besides, even if they were to win and the vampires could stand atop the world, what place is there for a human-allied traitor who took the brand of a vet? Well, I suppose so. At any rate, it's finished. Drink up. It won't remove the curse, but it will weaken it enough that a simple incantation should do the trick. Yes, it's quite foul, but consider that unpleasant burning the curse's tendrils shriveling away as its hold on your body weakens. Now, for the incantation. I will be speaking in an ancient, runic language that is closely related to old magic. Of course, being neither a Masamune or a Tepes, I do not have knowledge of old magic, but this old runic tongue should be close enough, especially now that we've weakened the curse's binds with that potion. There, the curse has been broken. You will not die, but its effects will linger for a few days as it fades. I would caution you to rest well and recover before hunting down any more vampires. You're welcome. Though I'd advise against you leaving at this late hour, especially in your state. The after effects of breaking such a strong curse can sometimes leave you in a stupor not unlike being overly intoxicated. I have a spare room upstairs that seldom gets any use. You may have it for tonight. Oh no, it's no trouble. Besides, I plan to spend the rest of the night doing some research on that sword you mentioned. I'd like to have you around in the morning if I come up with any more questions about the vampire who did this to you. In addition to what you've already given me, that will be payment enough for spending the night. Ah, but yes, you do seem rather drained after breaking that curse, were you? Breaking a curse requires a lot of energy, and your body's been fighting it off this whole time as well. I'm not surprised you're tired. Come now, before you pass out on me. I'll show you to your room.